Quitting my job and leaving the US was literally the best decision I have ever made. I think the old American dream that they sold us in the 50s, 60s, 70s is dead. The new American dream is peace and rest and financial stability. And a lot of times you can't get that with the house that they tell you got to get the house with the picket fence, white picket fence, whatever. A lot of times you can't get that. Financial stability means renting an apartment, then that's what it means. If peace means taking a break from America, then that's what it is. It's not really just like, oh, the American dream is no longer the American dream. It's the fact that you can barely breathe. Like, you really can't take time off work without worrying about bills. And then when you leave the house, you spend $100 minimum. And I feel like I did everything right. Excuse me, I just left the gym. I feel like I did everything right. Like, I went to school, got multiple degrees, got the house, got the car, you know, the American dream, got married. But I just wasn't happy. I just didn't want to participate in a life in America anymore. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to take a break in life.
People are leaving. People are leaving the U.S., you know? What you mean that one job is not enough? You're working people to the bone, you know? People are afraid to call out, right? Because if they miss a day of work, they're missing out on that money that they need, you know? They just work to the grind. Work to pay bills. Work to pay bills. Work to pay bills. To take a vacation, man, they gotta plan that, you know, real well. Make sure they can afford it, you know, using up that credit card, you know. Hopefully it gives them enough points for something. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Now, I'm not saying here they make great money in Albania. That's why it's cheap here. But they work and they still have fun. They go to the beach, they go out, they dress nice. And I'm not saying, you know, in the US, y'all not dressing nice, y'all not going out. But in the US, your money is not... You can't stretch your money. You gotta be like, oh, let me see if I can go out. You know? Let me see if I can do this or if I cannot do that. Trying to pick up extra shifts, extra hours here. And And so we leave the US and our money stretches, to do so much out here, you know? And don't let me get started with medical, you know? Medical. Go see a doctor. Not only do you have to pay a lot into your insurance, because it's not cheap and it's not free. You gotta pay a lot into your insurance. And then to go see this doctor, that doctor, you gotta get a referral. Then you gotta co-pay. Then trying to get medicine. Oh, do you want the cheap medicine or do you want the good medicine? The good medicine is they charge crazy. Of course you want the better medicine. But I feel like they try to keep you sick because it's all a business. It's all a business. They give you enough so you can feel better, but keep you still in that same cycle of constantly, you need to check up, you need this. If you take this medicine, you know, it'll take care of the like epilepsy. I'm gonna give you the example of epilepsy. Yeah, you have epilepsy. We'll give you this medicine, you know, it'll help somewhat. Does it really help? My mother still gets epilepsy. Her medicine really don't, they don't stop the epilepsy. She still gets it. But at the same time, that medicine is whatever is doing for her not to get as many epilepsy throughout the day. It still messes up her what is it? I think it's her kidney. Or is it her liver? It's one of those two. It's the kidney or the liver. So you're giving me a medicine that takes care of one thing, but it's fucking up another thing that I need it to live. I can't live without a liver. I can't, I mean, you can live with one kidney, because I only got one kidney. But, you see what I mean? It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And trying to go to the pharmacy to get medicines are expensive over there. An asthma pump, you could go to a pharmacy here and get it for way, way cheaper than you would in the States. You just can't walk into any pharmacy in the States and get an asthma pump. People are fed up. People are fed up with the bullshit government you guys have over there. You got trash of a government, and you guys voted for that. You guys voted for that. And still people think he's great. Like how? And what? Where in your sick mind? I'm fine being an immigrant over here. Right here. Great weather. The people are nice. Everywhere you go, they want to know where you from. Oh, where you from? Oh, wow. Puerto Rico. Wow. Some people don't even know where Puerto Rico is at. Other people do know where Puerto Rico is at. And they're all excited to know. And if you're from the US, they're excited. Tell them you're from New York, forget about it. Absolutely love you. Because it is the best state. What? We got the best fucking mayor. And still people have a problem with the mayor. I don't know what is wrong with people. You like governors or mayors or the politicians that really treat people like shit. They don't want to help nobody but only the rich. You're a bunch of sick individuals. It kills me. How much hate people have towards other people. A mayor that's taking care of his people because he's a New Yorker and he loves New York, but yet no, that's no good. Like what? You prefer a convicted felon pedophile who does nothing. No, New Yorkers don't even like him. Racist piece of shit. And y'all like, yes, that's what we want. We want a piece of shit. Because we're pieces of shit. Of course we want pieces of shit to run our country. The best move I ever did was to leave. Now, do I miss certain people? Yes. I miss one young lady. I miss my mom. But I could go visit. Or I'll call them, do a video chat. But me miss anything of your country? Absolutely not. I don't miss not one fucking crap. Your horrible food, the evilness of people. No. Absolutely no. Certain people I miss, of course. No, me? No. I absolutely not. You saw the fresh cheese? Here I get fresh cheese. The meat is good. I've done videos of cooking, and you should see the ground beef. I remember when I first moved here to Albania and I bought ground beef, right? I bought this ground beef and I was looking at it and saying, wow, it's pretty red. Because it had basically minimum fat in it. And when I went to cook it, I was super surprised that there was no tons of grease, fat, that I had to like pour it out like twice. You know, in the States, when you buy ground beef and you cook it, you gotta pour out that fat out like twice to get it all out. Or you gotta buy that meat and you gotta make sure it's like 97% lean, 98% lean. And still, although it says that, A, it costs way too much in the States. Second, even when it says it's 97% lean, when you cook it, you still gotta throw out fat. It still has it there. I don't trust nothing of the US. Nothing. They got cameras now, spying on you guys. Nah, that's crazy. Nah, keep that. You can keep all that. You can keep all that. Food is good. The vegetables, the fruit, walking, the quality of life that I get here puts my mental state at ease. Some nights I can't sleep, so at 2-3 in the morning I'm walking around with no fear that, something is gonna pop off. I don't know. Even walking around, I'm not always staring and making sure there's not gonna be, some nutcase running around shooting at random people. You guys are constantly getting still mass shootings, right? They're just, no. I'm not saying that this country is perfect and there's no crime here. There's crime here, of course. If you're out looking for it, you're gonna find it. Drugs? Yes, you're gonna find it. If you look for that, you're gonna find it. But that's not what I'm looking for. And I make sure I don't find it. I'm not saying it's perfect here. There's no perfect country. But I tell you what, I am thankful, super thankful that God blessed me with coming to a country that wasn't even on my list. I had no clue of Albania. And I will always say it, if Albania has never been on your list to come visit, it should be on that list to at least come visit. You're not gonna regret it. You're gonna have a good time. I am gonna get started. How expensive the United States has become. Everything is expensive. From gas to healthcare. Everything is expensive. You get gas, you depend on what state you're at, maybe 3 something, all the way to $5, maybe even higher than that. I don't know, because it's been a minute since I've been in the US. But everything is expensive. Groceries are expensive. Rent is expensive. Drinks are expensive. You go out for a drink, one drink could be, I don't know, $15, $18, depending, once again, depending what state you're at, right? But still, go out to eat. I've done a video on that, going out to eat. When I lived in New York, I went to eat. And I just ordered a regular rice and beans, and I think it was steak, in a Spanish restaurant, and a can of Coke. How you telling me my bill is $40? $40. I was like, did I just pay somebody else's meal? If you leave it up to these corrupted government officials that you guys voted for, or even if you didn't vote, you basically voted because you just let that whole vote to go to that side. But anyways, that's for a whole different video. You leave it to them, they want you to work past 65. There's no way. There's just no way you should be working past 65. And how are you gonna live and survive on Social Security? Good luck if you think you're gonna get Social Security. I hope you can, right? But what did they tell you? Or they try to like have you think, hey, if you wait till you're 70, you get more money. You cannot live off your Social Security only. You cannot live off of your Social Security only. Let's just say you get $4,000 for your Social Security. Where in God's earth? How are you surviving on $4,000 in the United States? And they're talking about cutting it. So I'm hoping Social Security is not touched, because what do you mean that I bust my butt working really hard, right? Or not even busting your ass, it's just you working, and that's constantly being taken out of your paycheck, right? It gets taken out, and then I don't get that money back. Who gets that money? Who has my money? Because that's my money. I've worked all this time for many years. I put into Social Security, and you're telling me I can't have it because you wanted to fly in private planes, because you wanted to give yourself a raise. And I'm talking to the politicians, right? Because they get on those private planes that cost a lot of money. They give themselves a raise, right? They're the ones have great, amazing health care. They're the ones, you know, like I could go on and on and on. And I think Americans are waking up and saying, you know what? Screw that. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm going somewhere where my money stretches. With my money, I can do a lot more with my money in a whole different country. I'm telling you, you gotta. And if you're young, man, stop thinking about working for someone who doesn't even care for you. There's a lot of companies out there that don't even care for you. They listen, you are dispensable. Dispensable. Start investing in the Roth IRA, in the ETFs, in stock. You have to start thinking outside of that Social Security, because no one can survive on Social Security. Not in your country. That's America's a scam, people. If you start waking up, a lot of Americans who have left is because they had enough of that scam. They woke up and they said, But a lot of y'all are still in that la-la land and have not woken up. You need to wake up. United States is a scam. And they brainwashed us all to think that the United States is this amazing country and everyone else is a third world country. And everywhere else is scary to live. When the only place is scary is your country. The United States is a scary place to live. So wake up. Wake the fuck up.
Why? This is a really good question. America is sold as this amazing land of the free, wonderful place to go. And it once was that. I wish so much that America the Beautiful still truly existed in the land of the free. However, what's actually happening there is that the people no longer have a say. Your vote doesn't count. If you want astronomical costs for housing, healthcare, rent, food, entertainment, gas. Let me give you an example. I can order a full meal on Grab, have it delivered for my family. It will cost me about, well, well, I'm going on the high end, $15 on Grab. Okay, that's on the high end. If I were to do that exact same thing in the United States, you're looking at probably over $100 for that meal, at least. That's just one meal. It is so expensive to live there. That's why we left. And to give our son a better experience. So he gets to travel the world. He gets to see different things. He gets to see different culture. He gets to learn how other people live.